today is Alma Chapter 61. And when the Lord wants to teach you a lesson, He'll teach you that lesson. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so in this chapter, Pahoran responds to Moroni's letter. And in Moroni's letter, he censures him. But in Pahoran's letter, he chooses to not get offended. He's like, I'm sorry that things are so bad for you, but here's the situation here, and can we resolve this problem together? So that's kind of the tone of the study this morning. And it says here that in verse 9 that Pahoran was not angry, and he does rejoice in the greatness of Moroni's heart, and his soul is saddened. My soul standeth fast in the liberty in which God hath made us free. He does not descend into a senseless confrontation with Moroni over a misunderstanding of the facts, but instead rises under the banner of what the two have in common. And then it gives a quote by Neil A. Maxwell. And it says, Pahoran's was not a resentful rejoinder, lamenting the fact that Moroni was foolish without the facts. Pahoran did not engage in sarcasm or bitterness by lamenting that things were at least as rough for him as they were for Moroni and the army. He could have been sarcastic, saying he no longer had any throne to sit upon in a state of thoughtless stupor. He could have justifiably boiled over at the accusation of his being a traitor, telling Moroni to do his job as chief captain and that Pahoran would do his job as governor. Instead, this exchange permitted these two leaders to rally themselves and their forces to retake the city. Moroni, when he received Pahoran's reply, indicated that his heart did take courage, and that he rejoiced because of the faithfulness of Pahoran. Where individuals have said too much with too little data, meekness plays a very crucial correcting role in what follows. So this is just saying, think before you speak. Watch your tongue. Take Pahoran's example and don't get so offended so quickly, It's like, I don't know. Let's just rise above it all, Rise above it. Don't get offended at every little thing. And don't be so quick to judge without all the information. And then it gives an evidence talking about a Mesoamerican codex. And a codex is just a manuscript volume. And it says, in form, nature, and function, the Book of Mormon account is similar to what one would expect to find in a codex of ancient Mesoamerica. But Joseph Smith would have had little to no exposure to any codex, let alone one written in ancient America. In fact, in Joseph's day, literal U.S. citizens, most of whom considered Indians to be savages, would have scoffed at the idea that numerous books were written and kept by ancient Americans. The remarkably varied types of accounts from the Book of Mormon, including diplomatic communications, political history, detailed accounts of battles and wars, calendar data, genealogies, prophecies, descriptions, and history of sacred practices and so forth, made the book unlike any other written in the 19th century. Obviously, a New York farm boy in that era, or even today, would not even dream of writing such a book. So that's just a little history. And then, he gives a memory. And this is about Fear not, for God will deliver them. Pahoran extends a blessing and promise to the generals in the field. When we fear God and put our trust in Him, we will be delivered. And then it gives a story about when he was a mission president. And it says, it was 10:30 at night. Every missionary should have been in bed. Whenever the phone rings at 10:30 at night, something's wrong. The phone rang. I answered and heard the voice of a great zone leader. Hello, President, I've got a problem. One of the couples is upset with two of the missionaries because something happened that didn't go right. And the bishop's upset now, and I'm the zone leader, and you told me to take care of it, and I don't know what to do. The couple's angry at me, and the elders didn't think they were at fault. And the bishop's ready to call you up. I just don't know what to do. I said, Elder, pray tonight, and you call me tomorrow morning at 6:30, and we will counsel together on the things that the Lord would have you do. Later that night, the couple called. President Pinniger, we want to see you tomorrow morning. I said, I have a commitment. No, we have to see you. I said, what's the matter? These two elders in our ward, and well, they deserve, and we want to make sure that they understand it now. That was the basic tone of the conversation. Everyone was upset. The next morning, the zone leader called, and contention was still rampant. The zone leader asked, President, what shall I do? I said, Elder, first have a kneeling prayer, then read Moroni 7:44 through 48, and John 13:34 through 35, and Matthew 25:40. Then suggest, in the spirit of love and charity, let us solve our problems so we can be happy in the service of the Lord. That was more or less the instruction. 2 hours later, the phone rang. President, I just had the greatest day of my life. President, you never grow until you have a challenge. I was just sick to my stomach, but the Spirit of the Lord was so strong. We all cried, we all hugged, we all loved each other. We are going to do it. We made up. Things are right. And President, the Lord healed us. So, this little tidbit, this little story, even though it was just bits and pieces of what was happening, it was just illustrating how when we do take offense or we do allow the spirit of contention to be in our home or in our lives, the damages that it can cause, and also how we can let humility and the Lord fix the problem. So yeah, that's the lesson that the Lord taught me today. That I was being contentious. Anyways, I now have to fix my problem. Alright. I love you all. I have to go to work. I will talk to you later.